Welcome back to the halftime show. Being joined now by Central Line Georgia Little Rock girls wrestling head coach Jeff Jager. Jeff, thanks for joining us.
Yep, thanks for having me.
All right, Coach. Let's talk a little bit about the state qualifying meet that was last week, Friday. It was during the day, I believe, 11 o'clock start time.
Yep.
And that was down in Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
Yeah. It was a really cool event. So it was. I think there was 23 teams that were in our region. There's 8 regions around the state. So again, the girls wrestling is one class. So there's not a 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, anything. It was just one class. There was 188 schools that had girls wrestling this year, and I think there was just about 2,400 girls listed in track wrestling for wrestlers out of this year. There was, I think, it was 1,300 more girls out this year in the state of Iowa as there was last year.
Okay.
It was the biggest growth of any state in the nation.
Oh, nice.
By far.
Yeah.
By far. There was some. I read something the other day about that. So I do fully expect going forward that they're going to go to at least 2 classes, hopefully 3. I mean, would be ideal, but at least 2 going forward, which is needed, which has to be done. But this year it was new. I don't think the state, anybody expected it to grow and to do what it did.
Right.
So it's awesome. It's cool to see. But getting back to the regional tournament, so it was at Tyson's Event Center in Sioux City. 11 o'clock start. There was, I think, 23 teams in our region, and the top 4 at each weight would go to state.
And then at Tyson Event Center, it's kind of a unique thing because it was Region 1 and Region 2.
Yep.
So they had 8 mats set up, correct?
Yep.
The first, however you want to divide it, the first 4 had one regional, the second 4
Yep.
had the second regional. So they're actually about 45-ish teams total competing.
Yep.
Now you obviously were in different brackets and things
sides.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit different than probably our girls were really used to because it was a true tournament.
Yep.
Wrestlebacks all the way to true 4th place.
Yep.
So a little bit different for that. Maybe explain for our basketball viewers what exactly a true 4th place means.
Yeah. So boys wrestling at sectionals and districts. Now it's just districts this year, but in years past there was a true 2nd place. So if you would make it to the finals and you would lose in the semifinals, and the kid that was on the opposite side of the other semifinal would win, you would wrestle them for a true 2nd place. So it's basically if you didn't wrestle that kid in that day previously, they would have a chance to get a true 2nd place. So it was the same way that with the girls this year, but it was just for a 4th place. So if you would lose a third and 4th place match, and the girl who won the 5th and 6th place match you hadn't wrestled previously in that day, they would have a chance to wrestle you for that true 4th. If you beat the girl that got 5th and you got 4th, then it was over. Then you were a state qualifier.
So a little bit different than maybe what the basketball fans are used to watching. And some people get a little confused as it's probably the right way to do it. It's just a little bit different way of getting there.
Yep, it is.
Now 16, or they technically had 32 man brackets.
Yep.
But I think they ended up being 16 was the most in a bracket.
Yes. Yep. So 22, 23 teams, whatever it was, not very many of those teams had full rosters. Right. So it was a lot of 16-man brackets basically is what it was to qualify. Still very tough, very grueling. I mean, there's a rule in boys wrestling for the state of Iowa. You can only wrestle 5 matches in a day.
Yep.
Well, it wasn't that way for the girls this year because there was just more girls than what they thought. So they had to get rid of that rule for at least the regional tournament. They will probably for the state tournament too. Maybe since it's a 2-day 32, maybe nobody will have to wrestle 6 matches in a day. But Riley Weiler had to wrestle 6 matches on Friday. Did an amazing job, and we'll talk about those girls later. Emily Winkle wrestled 5. Lily wrestled 5. I think Brooklyn Van Hollen wrestled 5. So I mean, we were put to the test on Friday, and the girls responded better than what I could ever imagine.
Another thing, a little bit different from people maybe used to watching wrestling in the past, the 45-minute rule in between matches. This year for the girls was waived, correct?
Yes, yeah. And I think most of them had 45 minutes. between their matches. But there has been, when we wrestled in Harrisburg in South Dakota, they waived that.
Okay.
So different rules from different states and stuff. But if the girls got 45 minutes between matches, it was maybe 46 minutes. There wasn't much. There wasn't much break. I mean, we started at 11, and we went till right around 6, and it was nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nonstop action, and we were lucky enough to have a lot of girls make it a long way in the tournament. We were busy. The girls were busy. Luckily, Coach Eben and Coach Konechki came along and helped Coach Van Beek and I because they were in the corners a lot. We were busy the entire day, and that was awesome. That's what we wanted. That's what made it special that entire day.
Yeah, you look. When you get 4 mats going on and you are filling basically. I think we had 10 of the weight classes
Yep.
filled.
Yep.
So, and when they're back to back to back, sometimes you might end up with. And I know for watching, following along on track wrestling for sure, we had 3 girls wrestling at once at one point. So I was sitting in the office and I was like, well, it's a good thing that Coach Eben and Coach Konichi are there, because otherwise, with 2 coaches and 3 girls wrestling at the same time, someone's got to be with nobody in their corner.
Yep.
So it was a good thing that those guys came.
Yep.
But let's talk a little bit how the girls did. We had 2 qualifiers.
Yep.
But a lot of the girls, like you said, wrestled a lot of matches and made it pretty far in the tournament.
Yeah, so we'll start off with 105 pounds, Emerson Kelderman, state qualifier. She was a 3 seed going in, and first round she had a girl from Eagle Grove, pinned her. Then in the semifinals, so you win the semifinals, you're automatically in, right? Top 2, then you don't have to worry about the wrestlebacks or anything like that. So she wrestled a gal from Okoboji that the previous Tuesday before the regionals, the girl from Okoboji pinned us in about 40 seconds. Worked on some stuff on Wednesday and Thursday in practice, and Emerson was able to win that match 8-7. Great match. That's by far her best match of the year, and it was a good time to do it. So a huge match there for us. Got her in the finals. In the finals, she had the number 2 ranked girl from Lewis Central. That match didn't go as good, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. We're still state qualifiers, so
right.
we're fine with that. 110, Brooklyn Van Hollen. Brooklyn came into the tournament with a 16-3 record, I believe. She lost, I think it was her previous loss to that was like December 5 at Okoboji tournament. Otherwise, she went the rest of December and January up until regionals. She had about a 13-match win streak. Amazing. She did such an amazing job this year. Just grew as a wrestler, grew as a competitor, grew as an athlete in so many different ways. She had a tough bracket, ended up getting 6th place, made the semifinals, and then got on that backside and had some tough matches. Some tough matches. 125, Emily Winkle, that was a heartbreaker. Made the semis. Had a girl from Fort Dodge. Lost to her. That girl's tough. Had a girl from Sergeant Bluff, won that one in the Constellation semi. So she was going for 3rd and 4th. Wrestled a gal from Trainer, another good girl. We ended up losing that match, and then we got that true wrestle back. And by that time of the day, it was the 5th match of the day. It was a physically, mentally exhausting day. And we ended up losing to a gal from Council Bluffs Co-op was the team. So it was, besides Lewis Central, all the other Council Bluffs schools consolidated into one school, which probably gives them about I don't know how many people are in those Council Bluffs schools, but
a lot more than
a couple thousand girls to choose from, but whatever. And it was a 3-3 match, and Emily got caught in a cradle and got pinned. Tough way to end the year, but again, just battled all day. Lily Henry at 130, she got 6th. Wrestled outstanding. She had such a good year too. I'm gonna repeat myself when I talk about all the girls because they all did. She got 6th place, but she was right there in their matches that she lost, right there to be a state qualifier. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th was a coin flip between all those girls. We could have easily got 3rd just as easy as we got 6th. A couple things didn't go our way, got caught in a position, and ended up not making it. But the future's very bright for her. 140, Riley Weiler. So Riley was a unique one this year. Did both basketball and wrestling. Riley had 7 matches. She was 5-2 going into the tournament. Had 7 total matches, and she wrestled 6 matches on Friday. So in a span of about 6 hours, she just about doubled her matches. And 140 was probably the toughest bracket there. The number one seeds ranked number one in state from, of course, Council Bluffs, Lewis Central. And then there was just tough girls. She was unseeded. First round, she had the 5 seed from Sioux City West, pinned her, lost to a girl from Okoboji. In the quarterfinals, we actually went in and ended up getting caught and getting pinned, and then just battled on the backside. Like it's hard to explain when you weren't there, but how she battled, and not just her, but all the girls. But man, she just went through a gauntlet, and ended up getting 5th place. She pinned a girl from a team that's called SWAT, and that was a Southwest something team. I don't know. It's like Atlantic, and a bunch of schools made up into one team. But she did not get the true wrestle back for 5th because she previously lost to the girl that got 4th. I can't say enough about her, what she did that day. She was, all the girls were exhausted, but she was beat up. She was bruised. Matt Burns, she looked like she just went through a war. And man, she just responded so well. 145, McKenna Hoyer, she had a nice year. She had a tough weight too. I think she ended up going 1 and 2. Battled hard. 155, Aubrey Benz did a great job. I think she ended up going 2 and 2, and then her last match against the Sergeant Bluff girl, she was actually winning and ended up getting pinned. The match before against a Humboldt girl, she was losing and pinned the girl. It was just awesome seeing her come back and win the match. And then 170, Coach Louise came through and just, man, it was amazing. It was such a fun day watching her. First round, she pinned her girl in like 17 seconds. In the semis, she beat a girl from Sioux City West 2-0, and it was I get nervous just thinking about that match. Yeah, it was me and Coach K were in the corner, and I bet I looked at the clock every 5 seconds, like get going. This time's going way too slow, but we ended up holding on. And then in the finals, she had the 5th ranked girl from the SWAT team that was 35-0 coming in. And she ended up pinning the girl in a minute 22. It was amazing. It was cool. Her brother Kalen was there, so that was awesome. Yep. She seems to maybe even wrestle a little bit better when Kalen's there. But it's just nice having him there and stuff. And just it was so cool and just so deserved. A girl that just gives everything to everything she does. You know that as a football manager, as a wrestling manager over the years, and now she's competing in this sport, and to see that what she was able to accomplish Friday, but also this year, the entire year, and that goes for the whole girls. Friday was, yeah, man, it was so cool to see, and those girls just battled. So I mean, it was a tough tournament. It was so tough, and you know, there were so many opportunities to just cash it in, and none of them did. Not one of the girls did that. They got a lot to be proud of. And, the future is very, very bright for them.
And then now moving on, starting on Thursday, the girls' state tournament starts. Yep. I believe it's like at 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, is when we start. Yep. When they start with that. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the format. And first off, it's in Coralville. Yep. So where they had state volleyball. Yep. Same as state volleyball, where the new state volleyball was. Yes. That's where they'll have the girls' state tournament as well.
Yep. It's 32-person bracket, and again 1 class. So it's we start, and it's a 2-day. So again, I think things will change going forward. Right. But this is what it is. It's how it's set up, and it's good. I mean, it's a good problem to have that there's a lot of girls and a lot of interest in it. Starts at 9 in the morning. We got weigh-ins at 7 on Thursday morning. The first session goes from 9 to, they figure, 3 o'clock. Mm-hmm. May go later than that. Second session is Thursday from 5 to 9. Wake up. Weigh-ins at 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Session from 9 to 3 o'clock, and then Friday the last session, so like the final session I believe is at 6 o'clock. So in the finals will be 1st, 3rd, and 5th place matches.
So it'll be a little bit different from the way the boys, because the boys have 3 mats with 3 classes for championships. Yes. The girls will have just their 1st, 3rd, and 5th place match for each weight class. I'm assuming on the final session on Friday night, I'm assuming they'll probably do it the same as the boys. They'll start 1 weight class, wait for all 3 to finish. I do believe it'll be on the Iowa Girls Association's YouTube channel. Yes. I believe it'll be on. The whole tournament might be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. For sure, the championship round will be on, I believe, Iowa Public Television, just like the other girls' sports are. We will have all that information out on our social media pages for the school to make sure that everyone knows where to watch it if you're watching. If you're going, tickets are purchased online just like any other. It was kind of weird. Or not weird, but the tournament last week was the first postseason event in like the last 2 years where you didn't have to purchase it online.
Yeah.
You could get it at the door,
Yep.
but you're going right back to everything must be online
Yes.
for tickets going forward. So if you're headed out there on Thursday or Friday to watch in person, make sure you get your tickets in advance. That link can be found on our Facebook and Twitter as well as the association's website. But we want to wish you guys the best of luck. There will be a pep rally tomorrow morning, 10:40, I believe, in the morning here at Central Lyon. So if you're watching this during the game tonight, you're welcome to come out. If you're watching it later, I guess you missed it.
Yeah.
But it'll be tomorrow morning, 10:40 in the morning. But Coach, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And congratulations on a great season and good luck on the tournament.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more of the halftime show after these words from our sponsors.